hello. We're Happy New Year. Yay.
25, baby.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Forgot it's a whole new time, everybody.
New time.
Hey, how you
Same old WULFF DEN Podcast.
There he is.
And
there he is.
Yeah, it's me. It's all right. Your favorite one. That's right. Hey, it's all Will edition.
Goodbye.
It's
all right. We
regular ass show.
We took 2 weeks off, but not really because we had a little mini episode.
Mm-hmm.
So much has happened.
Yeah, a lot. So much has happened within the past 2 days.
So much has happened. I deleted a bunch of stuff that we were
I know.
talk about. CES is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little jealous that I'm not there.
That's like the one convention I haven't been to that I want to go to.
I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
I still want to go. I want to go more and more every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing a lot of stuff. And I've seen a lot of stuff that I wish I was there to cover. It would be good to cover a lot of the stuff there. And then last night I was scrolling through TikTok, or I guess it was yesterday during the day. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw a CNET on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
They had a video about a spoon. Let me tell you about this spoon.
I must hear about this spoon.
This spoon is electronic.
I would hope so. It's
and
a consumer electronics show.
It makes your food or your soup when you're eating soup. It makes your soup taste like it has more salt in it than it does. And I saw that and I said, maybe I'm not missing much.
Yeah, I mean, because if you really want more salt in your soup,
then
you could put salt in your soup.
Then on TikTok, I saw CNET was doing a live stream.
Uh-huh.
And it was of what looked to me like a sex robot. And then I went, what the fuck? And then the stream abruptly ended.
Now, usually, the same time as CES across the street is the Adult Entertainment Expo.
Maybe.
So maybe somebody just walked across the street by mistake.
Yeah, and accidentally went live on the CNET TikTok account. But anyway, there was a lot of news.
Yes.
A lot of stuff came out of it. I was watching a lot of it yesterday. More stuff today, and even more. So we got a lot of PC handheld stuff.
PC handheld stuff. Switch 2 stuff. Just in the ether and also at CES.
Like, the last couple of days has been a lot of Switch 2 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at CES today, for some reason, there have been a lot of accessory manufacturers showing stuff. A lot of people on Twitter right now are showing these accessory manufacturers mock-ups as if it is the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So, careful of that. There's a lot of stuff that looks ridiculous, and it's just accessory manufacturers. Like, accessory manufacturers are making Joy-Cons now for the Switch 2. But if you see weird-looking Joy-Con, they're not real. Aside from that, you got PC handhelds, you even got new graphics cards. Everybody's going nuts about new graphics.
And processors.
And before we get into that, the first thing I wanted to mention was the last episode that we did, the little in-between episode. We went through the year of games that we had, like all the different websites, all the different services give you an overview of the games that you played.
Yes.
I played a lot of Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember playing a lot of Call of Duty, but it told me I played a lot of Call of Duty. Well, the No Context WULFF DEN Twitter.
Right.
Don't know who runs that. They tweeted at me this, which is information that Call of Duty, the app, stays on in the background no matter what.
Even if you're not playing the game.
Yeah, I assume you have to load the game first, and then if you close the game, this will just stay on.
Okay.
Until you restart or something.
Right.
Because it would be insane if this is just on all the time. We talked about it even last week. I don't like having things open when the computer opens.
Yeah.
So not even any launchers, no Steam, no Battle.net.
Right.
So I'm not launching Call of Duty and then not playing Call of Duty. I'm playing Call of Duty. Usually when I'm done playing Call of Duty, I turn my computer off. But I guess I tested on handhelds and stuff, and then I
Yeah.
don't turn those handhelds off. So now that might be messing with some benchmarks because now you got a whole app that's running in the background. So Call of Duty, if you had that as one of your most played games on Steam, maybe you didn't actually play that as much as it says that you did. That might also be skewing some stats.
Yeah.
For Call of Duty, maybe it doesn't have as many active players as it says that it does.
Every year, I am more and more befuddled by how poorly made Call of Duty games are and poorly optimized.
It's like the biggest budget game of all time.
Yeah, like this is on the we're not going to have time to get to it section of the WULFF DEN podcast, but it was revealed that Black Ops Cold War cost $700 million to make. Avatar movies don't cost that much money to make.
Yeah.
And like, for what? A 6-hour campaign of a multiplayer mode that's going to get, obsolete within a year? Like,
it's obsolete already.
Where's all this money going to?
All the Call of Duty streamers are playing Marvel Rivals right now. That's such a big jump.
Yeah.
And think about that.
It's
they're
incredible.
off that game.
Like, they spend so
Marvel
much
Rivals.
money. The games are, like, so huge when they don't need to be. Like, they do this
mess.
shit where it runs in the back. Like, it's incredible.
It's a mess. And by the time they're able to fix it, they can't because there's a new Call of Duty out that they have to worry about. Anyway, we'll get into, I guess the first thing we'll talk about is the Switch 2 stuff. Some of it's at CES, some of it's not at CES. But before we get into that, there's new games that you gotta redeem for your PlayStation.
That's
Plus.
right, ladies and gentlemen. New year, new month, which means new games for your PlayStation Plus Essentials collection.
Oh God!
Let's start the year off with a bag. First up, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League for the PlayStation 5. Now, Bob.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make.
What's that?
So, yes, it's free if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription. I do not. However, it was only $5 on Xbox and Steam, and I did something very stupid. I bought Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for $5 on Xbox and Steam.
Oh no.
Let me explain why I did both.
Okay.
I learned that this game, this glorious mess of a game, actually supports cross-platform save.
Oh, that's cool.
So I could start my game on Xbox and continue it on Steam. I have not tested this yet. But if this works, I am very interested to see how other games do this.
Okay, I'm not impressed anymore because this is a live service game.
It is a live service game.
A lot of live service games do that.
Yes, but that is fascinating to me. I would like to actually try that. Because I also heard Cyberpunk does this, and if a shitty game like Suicide Squad can do this right, then maybe a decent game like Cyberpunk can do it as well.
I did not know that Cyberpunk did that.
Yeah.
That's cool that Cyberpunk did that. But a lot of always online live service games do this. Destiny, I've been doing it with what's that one? The First Descendant. It's a pain in the ass to set up, but you can do cross save.
Well, let me
Warframe, a lot of stuff like that.
Let me ask you this. Do any of those games let you kill the Justice League? Because let me tell you what the premise of Suicide Squad is. You killed the Justice League.
DC Universe Online, I feel like that probably had.
Probably,
like
yeah,
this.
But I was not into DC Universe Online. So yeah, the game was on sale for like $5. The deluxe edition, mind you, like the $100 version, that was on sale. It's no longer on sale anymore, but if you have PlayStation Plus, you get it for free. That says to me that Warner Brothers desperately wants people to play this game.
You know what is worse is that that's like the highlight of this month, and it's not even the most
nowhere near the best game.
Do not play that game. Well, I mean, maybe like if you're interested in the garbage fire for free. I mean,
for free, it's not going to hurt you. I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Why bother? It's a dead game." Rocksteady's not updating it anymore, but the servers are still online, so you can still play the game.
Yeah,
but if you want a guaranteed better time, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered for PS4.
That's really cool.
This game is excellent. We had it on 360. Excellent game. It's made by Criterion, the Burnout people.
It was the spiritual successor to Burnout.
Yes, that's why it was great. And the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe for PS4 and PS5.
Some people consider that one of the greats.
Yes,
Stanley Parable. So There's some good stuff
Yes.
this month.
And also Suicide Squad.
And also Suicide Squad.
It's like
What
these
a
games.
weird thing.
These games are available starting today and all through to February 3rd.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
You can redeem it in your web browser.
Yep.
We will move on to, let's just go right to Switch 2 stuff. We already mentioned it a little bit in the beginning of the show, but first thing I wanted to get, because it's related to the topic we're talking about, CES, we're getting accessory manufacturers are showing stuff. This is an example of a tweet that's making it seem like the Switch 2 is at CES.
Yeah.
It is not. These mock-ups. This picture is very funny because you see the guy's face. That guy is gonna have the lawyers show up at his house.
Yeah, and it's Genki too.
It's
the
Genki.
company is on there.
So this is I don't think they're shy about it though. Like,
No,
I don't think Genki cares at all.
No,
Genki is showing off what I think is a case.
Mhm.
And they're showing it off on what is clearly a 3D printed mock-up
Yeah.
of what the Switch 2 will probably look like. A lot of case manufacturers, as we've said in previous episodes, a lot of case manufacturers, they have the dimensions somehow.
Yeah.
And then this is another picture. Jerry actually sent this to me. He texted this to me and was like, check it out, Switch 2. Those are clearly not Switch 2 Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
This is a mock-up that is on top of accessory manufacturer's charger.
Yeah.
This is just a charger that will work with the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not necessarily the Switch 2 at CES
Right.
once again. There was another tweet that I saw that had like a booklet of Switch 2 accessories, but it made it look like the booklet was from Nintendo. But it's clearly not. It's clearly just accessories.
It's amazing to me how like bold these like accessory manufacturers are with just like, yep, here it is.
I know.
Nintendo's like being so quiet about it.
I know. Well, I mean, it's just that like it's such a big deal. The last Switch was so popular that it would be impossible for them to keep this a secret. If the Switch won, I think no one cared.
Yeah,
there were people who were interested in all of the leaks and stuff, and
Yeah.
there were people trying to trick everybody into thinking like, oh, this is the Switch, this is what Nintendo's cooking up. I just think a majority of people thought that the next Nintendo console was going to be a nothing burger.
Yeah, well, because we were in that cycle of, the GameCube was a failure. Oh, Nintendo's done. They should just become a third-party studio. The Wii comes out. It's a massive success. Wii U comes out. Oh, Nintendo's done. They should just become a third-party studio. And then the Switch comes out. Oh, it's a baby toy. This is the greatest system of all time.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's riding high. They're hot right now. Hopefully they don't fuck it up.
They sold a lot,
Yes.
and everybody's very much looking forward to this. And accessory manufacturers want to be the first ones involved.
Yes.
They want to have their stuff ready to go because they know how popular it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
They want to capitalize on it. Besides that, outside of CES, there's a lot of other Switch 2 stuff that has come about. The first one that we'll talk about is the main board, the motherboard.
Yes.
This is what the Switch 2 motherboard looks like. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot of information to go off of here. It's got that Nvidia chip. We don't know what it is.
Yep.
There's really not a lot of information.
It does look like there's USB-C ports on the top and bottom.
Yes, that was also corroborated with some leaked designs from a little while ago. And that's great. I would love for there to be multiple USB ports. Oh, that's the cartridge slot. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Cartridge slots. It looks like it has a regular Nintendo Switch cartridge in it. So one of the big things that came out of seeing the main board was that it is going to be an 8-nanometer chip.
Yes.
Whatever the hell that means.
It means that it's gonna the nanometers are 8.
The internet went a little nuts over this.
Mm-hmm.
That, and also people saying that it's going to have the power of a PS4 Pro.
Okay.
Which
we should slow down.
Yes. Well, the two of them to go together.
Right.
Centro Leaks tweeted this. Well, it's over. Based on the leaked SoC picture, this appears to be manufactured by Samsung, meaning the 8nm node is likely. That's 2018 technology. A lot of people expecting 4nm. This is just speculation based on leaked photos. But if this ends up true, this would be terrible for Switch 2. We're talking bad performance and bad battery life. Hoping Nintendo has a trick up their sleeve for this, as it would be a major blow to the console if true. And then I don't know if you saw Tech Linked.
I did.
But they read that and then read my tweet. What are you expecting? An RTX 5090 in there?
Yeah.
And then cheers.
Yes, from Canada, because they can't read his stuff in the gaming news channel that they had and then stopped doing for some reason.
They had a gaming news channel?
Yeah, Game Linked. Get it? Because it was games.
I didn't know that.
They would air during our show, so I couldn't get news from them. Thank you.
Well, this was just an easy alley-oop of a tweet.
Yeah, no, you're right, yeah.
But, yeah, Nintendo's historically underpowered. They're not concerned with being on the
they've been very good at getting a lot out of a little.
Yeah.
For comparison, the M4 MacBook chip is a 3nm chip. And that's like a top of the line, like supercomputer at this point.
Yeah.
So, you know, we like for a video game console ostensibly aimed at like the family, you don't need a 3nm chip.
I think the 30 series Nvidia cards are 7nm, which is very close to 8nm. And again, people are comparing this to PS4 Pro levels of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's apples and oranges. You got a portable system, and technology has advanced so much, and so has software technology and development technology. So even if this was the same hardware as a PS4 Pro, which isn't even the claim, but even if it was like decade-old hardware, we have so much more stuff that will help developers get games to run better on that decade-old hardware anyway. So this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Nintendo has the benefit of having great first-party stuff and having one unit that all developers will be developing for.
Yeah.
So none of this matters at all. It'll be more powerful than the regular Switch, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people were like, there was a lot of controversy around my tweet about it. Somebody was like, this is barely an improvement over the Steam Deck. Whoever thought it would be an improvement over the Steam Deck? That's just not even close to the goal here.
It's one of those things where people see new and they just expect it to be like the most powerful thing on the market.
Yeah.
Forgetting that, you know, Nintendo caters to different audiences with different mindset on like how to build their devices. They've always operated that way. You know, it's one of the things where it's like, oh, this number is higher on this box than it is this box, so this one is obviously better.
And it's got to be better than the thing that they already have. Like it's possible that it is more powerful than a Steam Deck, but I don't think it's likely or even the goal.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it might be, but maybe like a little bit.
It's going to be more powerful than your original Switch.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
Yeah. It's important to remember the Steam Deck a lot of people have it, but it hasn't sold even a fraction of what the Nintendo Switch has sold. It's not at mainstream in the same way.
Yeah.
So even if it's close to a Steam Deck, this is still a way for the mainstream to get really powerful hardware in their hands. And I'm saying powerful, but like the Steam Deck's pretty powerful for a handheld system. If it can get anywhere close to that, I think that's a win for the mainstream. Anyway, even if it is a weak console, it looks like they are gonna have AI upscaling.
Yes, everybody's favorite. Let me just see if I can scroll to like exactly what it says.
Yeah, there was a Laura Kate Dale tweet that, or Skeet that went into it.
Why doesn't IGN just put the Start with a patent filed in July 2023, but published for the first time just this week, as noted by Eurogamer. The patent describes AI image upscaling technology that would help keep video game download sizes small enough to fit on a physical game cart while offering up 4K textures. And then it shows the motherboard.
So I'm on the patent right now, and I went through this patent a little bit. It's important to note that nowhere in this patent does it say DLSS at all.
Right.
And this was erroneously being reported on as being DLSS.
Yes.
When it is not. This is Nintendo's own AI upscaling technology. Which we assumed they would do, because if it was DLSS, they would have to pay a royalty to NVIDIA. Was my assumption.
Yeah, Eurogamer says it is similar to DLSS or the PS5 Pro's pisser. A key advantage listed here is to decrease the size of the game so that it will fit on.
Another thing I'd like to note about this is that they specifically mention upscaling to 1080p.
According to Laura K. Dale, a game with a native 4K textures might need a 60 gigabyte download, but a 1080p native version might only need 20 gigs, which would allow it to fit on a 32 gig Switch cartridge, which is the current maximum size.
That's interesting, but again, this patent only talks about outputting a 1080p image.
Right.
It doesn't mention 4K. I don't think it even mentions it in the way that she explained.
Right.
Also, I think this image is very funny. You can't even tell what's what in the image.
Yeah.
One of them is an upscale. And I don't even know what that is.
I'm guessing the 284 is the upscale because it's got the 4. It's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there was one drawing where I think they upscaled from 540p. One of my assumptions was that this was there it is, 540p image, which is a lot of Switch games right now render or output at 540p. My assumption was that this could possibly be just used for upscaling original Switch games.
Yeah.
This might not even be something that we would see on Switch 2 stuff. Or this might just be a tool for developers to use to upscale the games that they currently have on the Switch 1. So, yeah. This means that the Switch 2 will most likely use AI upscaling in some way. It's not confirmation that this will mean that the Switch 2 is going to be high res.
Yeah.
Because they don't even show it at all. They don't show any high res, nothing in here.
Yeah.
It was weird. This kind of scared me a little bit because, again, they're only showing up to 1080p.
Yeah, I mean, unless that's in the device itself and the dock, it will actually be like have some power to like upscale it to 4K. Yeah, maybe that's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's possible that the dock has something. I don't know how likely that is.
Yeah.
I think that Nintendo might want to sell the dock as a cheap accessory,
right?
Or I don't know.
Well, I mean, they sold the last dock for like $90,
and they sold it for like a month, and then it was sold out. I don't know. I don't know what I think they're gonna do some weird Nintendo thing. I think that this is gonna be limited in some weird way. This might just be for original Switch games, and then Switch 2 stuff will have something different going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe original Switch games will be limited to 1080p. I really don't know.
Yeah.
And again, this is Nintendo's own AI upscaling, so I don't even know if it's going to use like the Tegra AI stuff.
Yeah. I found one instance of it saying 4K or 2160 specifically.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Page 26, subsection 200 something or other. It will also be appreciated that while the examples shown in figures 3-7 relate to transforming a 540p image to a 1080p image, the technique herein may be applied to other image sizes, e.g. 720p to 1080p, 480p to 1080p, 1080p to 1440p, and 1080p to 4K or 3840 by 2160. And 720p to 4K.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm completely wrong.
Yeah.
That's interesting that they say 1080p to 4K. That, like they're saying it as if it's like one step up, but then they say straight up 720p all the way to 4K.
Further on, also, whenever 1080p is mentioned in connection with a target image, the technique discussed herein may also be applied to 4K images. If certain examples embodiment a conversion techniques discussed herein may operate in a two-step process. In certain examples, the first image, a 1080p image, may be converted to, for example, an 8K image. Such a process may include first converting 1080p to 4K image and then converting the resulting 4K image to an 8K image in accordance with the techniques discussed herein.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so this does extend to the capability of 4K. If they see, this seems like future-proofing themselves.
Yes.
Especially if they're going all the way to 8K.
Yeah. I mean, it was not going all the way to 8K. Let me just be clear on that. But it sounds like they do have a plan in place to get a 4K image outputted, you know?
Yes. Again, I don't think this necessarily means that the Switch 2... I don't think this is necessarily confirmation that the Switch 2 will have 4K or 8K.
No, but I think they understand that, like, most people have 4K TVs now.
Yeah.
They want, like, the best possible picture quality.
This is a patent so that they will be future-proof in the event that they ever want to go all the way up to 8K. Also, I'll note that AI upscaling, I don't think is real AI. Like, it's people might hear that and think, this is terrible.
No, it's because, like, for image upscaling has existed for years, and it wasn't like...
It was never called AI until, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah, until, like the big AI boom.
Yeah, it's just... It's just an algorithm that learns what is most likely going to... When they upscale something and it's blurry, it learns what should be sharper than what is blurry.
Yeah.
You know?
The PS4 Pro wasn't a 4K machine, but it had like an artificial 4K upscaling that like took the image and like figured out a way to double it.
Lord DC says, isn't AI upscaling just checkerboarding? In this case, it kind of is because in the patent, it shows that they just kind of line double.
Yeah.
Anyway. Last thing about the Switch 2, Joy-Cons.
Yep, we finally got the picture of it.
There it is.
That's what it is.
Now, we've seen these before, but this is like the best image that we've seen of the Joy-Cons. This is looking straight up like it's it's not even a 3D print or anything.
Yeah.
This is straight up the left Joy-Con.
Yeah. So,
a couple things to note here. We already knew that it had this big bump in the back.
Yeah.
This little thing in the middle is what's going to connect it to the Switch. Like it's going to be magnetic, and the little thing in the middle is going to, I guess, be the actual data is going to run through that. The big thing that came out of this was this little thing right here, which looks like the optical sensor that you would see in a mouse, and that led people to think that you would be able to hold the Joy-Con sideways and use it on a desk like a mouse.
Yeah.
That sounds absurd.
Yes. That's probably, if it's an IR sensor, that's probably to transmit data while it's connected to the switches.
So the thing is, an IR sensor would be weird because it's sideways.
Yeah.
I saw a mock-up saying that you could use one of those Joy-Con rails and it could have a mirror in it that shoots it forward. Because some people were saying this might be for Wii backwards compatibility.
Interesting.
Which is dumb as hell because the Joy-Con already have motion controls in them.
Yeah.
So you don't need that. You don't need to have IR sensing for Wii backwards compatibility. You could just use the Joy-Con with motion controls and it'll be just fine.
Yeah.
This does not look like an IR sensor, though. It looks like an optical sensor from a mouse.
Right.
It pretty much exactly like the one that's on the bottom of the Lenovo Legion Go. But someone else also mentioned that it looks like the Wii Vitality sensor. Also, this is only in the left Joy-Con. It's not in the right Joy-Con, it seems. This might be a Vitality sensor.
Maybe.
You hold it, and it might just be measuring your heartbeat from your finger.
Yeah.
Because it looks at your finger and it could see the pulses and stuff. So it could just be... My best guess is that this is a Vitality sensor.
Yeah.
But the last little bit of evidence that it's a mouse is that up here and down here looks like the little pads that you would see on a mouse.
Yeah.
Like the little slider pads. I think that that's just an insane use case.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a mouse device in any way. Because, like, you know, that would require you to, like, play it at a table. Nintendo, like, designs, like, video game systems to play it on a couch.
Yeah, and then what do you do with your left hand?
Yeah. Yeah, what is the other Joy-Con going to look like? That have the same thing?
Also, this is the left Joy-Con.
Yeah.
So, using that as a mouse with your right hand?
Yeah.
Something's weird. I saw videos of people using it as a mouse. And it honestly looks like it wouldn't be that bad. But I just can't imagine it. I just can't imagine it shipping with the idea to be used as a mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a mouse, but I don't know what it could possibly be.
This is the Vitality sensor?
Yeah.
I don't think this ever shipped.
No, never shipped.
The inside, you can kind of see it looks kind of like the same sort of optical sensor.
Yeah.
And then this is just a random guy using a Joy-Con as a mouse. And then I tried it, and honestly, it's not that bad. But again, I think the most likely case is some weird Vitality sensor.
Yeah.
Maybe they get like a tax break for doing health stuff.
Maybe.
Or maybe they just like the brand.
Yeah.
Recognition of they always do.
I'm leaning more towards like it's some sort of like thing for transmitting data.
Yeah. Like an IR thing.
Yeah, maybe it's not exactly an IR sensor, but like it's something like that. That seems to make the most sense to me.
All right. We're gonna get to. There's a lot more CES stuff that we got to go through. We didn't even talk about Lenovo stuff. We didn't. Acer has some stuff. AMD, Nvidia. There's a lot of stuff that we got to talk about. But before we do that, we might as well.
Backlog. 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 Backlog.
Oh yeah, we're back with the backlog. Will, what is that?
The Backlog is a segment of the WULFF Den Podcast where we go through our entire video game collection, a collection of 977 games, Bob. Every game we've ever bought, we put into a little Excel spreadsheet. And today we're going to pick one at random and talk about it regardless of whether or not we've played it.
847.
847. We did it already. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh my God.
We got to reroll.
622.
622. Alien Isolation for the PlayStation 4.
All right.
Woo!
This is a you game.
This is a me game. Fuck yeah. This game's great. I love this game. This is one of those games I wish I played to completion because it was so rad, but it's so long. So Alien Isolation, for those of you who don't know, it is a Sega published game made by Creative Assembly. It takes place in the universe of Ridley Scott's Alien. It is set in between the first two movies, and you play as Sigourney Weaver's character, Ellen Ripley, her daughter, Amanda Ripley, sent to go find her mother many years after the events of the movie, and you essentially just run through an alien situation. There's really only two alien situations, and you get the one where you're stuck in an abandoned spaceship trying to run from the creature.
So this came out around the time when there was a lot of, I guess you would call them survival horror games.
Yes.
Where the main mechanic was you are being chased and you need to avoid the big bad guy.
This was your Slender Man era. This was your, what were the other big ones? It was like Slender Man, or was this?
Slender Man was the
Outlast was another one.
This turn that concept into an 18-hour game.
Yes, that's the big like detriment to this game, is that it's very long. It's much longer than like a horror game really should be, especially one that's very slow paced, like Alien Isolation is. But like they do such a great job of like creating a world, like an interesting world, a very well thought out world with a really good story behind it, that like you do wind up getting lost in it, and it is very compelling to, you know, want to see the game through to the end, to see like where this journey takes Amanda and like how you do survive, because it's just you and the alien. You don't really get like a lot of defensive weapons. You get like stuff to like make them go away, but like for the most part you're hiding, you're under desks, you're in closets, you're in lockers, and like the alien finds you, it's over, one hit kill. And like it's very tense, like hiding in the locker, the alien walks by, there's a button to hold your breath, so like you have to hold your breath so he doesn't hear you breathe. But if you hold it too long, you let out a massive exhale and the alien could hear it.
I heard that this is one of the best versions of this survivor horror mechanic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also, it's like an alien movie.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's a big production.
They got a lot of reference from 20th Century Fox. Like they have like the entire soundtrack, not like the music, but also the sound effects. They went above and beyond to try and make it look like a 1979 version of the future. So like all of the screens are CRT screens, and they would actually record the information on VHS tapes and then scan that footage in to use that on the computer screens. Everything's like clunky. It's a beautiful game. Even on Switch, like it runs fantastically on Switch, and it looks great on Switch. It's not very like player friendly in a sense that like you never pause the game.
Oh, you see the alien, the little tiny alien.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it freaks you out. Like you see him at a distance, like, oh shit. He's like, you don't want to move. Like you can't pause the game to look at your inventory. You can't pause the game to save it. So like the alien kills you in the middle of a save, you lose your save. But it's so good. It's so fun. There's one level in particular where like it harkens back to in the movie when they discover the alien nest. And it's like it's not the same scene, but it recreates it in such a way where it feels like you're in the movie, like discovering the alien eggs, just the way they did in the movie.
Alien had a long time before this where there were some bad aliens.
Well, so historical context is important, especially for this game. Like 2 years before this game came out, there was the Gearbox developed game, Aliens with an S, Colonial Marines.
Yep.
And that game was a legendary disaster, mostly because Gearbox didn't develop it. They shat it out to another company, and they had to shit it out to another company to get it done. It's a mess.
It was delayed like 18 times.
Yeah. But the point of the matter is, like, it was a terrible game, awful reviews, really a black eye on the Alien franchise. Not that, you know, the Alien franchise has a lot of black eyes, but this was a particularly bad one. And here comes another Sega published Aliens game. How could this be any better? And I think a key reason why this was a lot better was because most Alien games try to be the second movie, Aliens, the action movie. This game really strived to be Alien, the first movie, a horror movie. There's only one alien, and it's you versus him in a fight for your life. That's what made it work so well. That they really went back and figured out, you know, we'll just do Alien and not Aliens for the millionth time.
Now, this game was beloved. A lot of
Yes.
people really liked it, and it got a lot of praise when it came out. Explain to me why it has a 79 on Metacritic.
Because it has a 79.
It's got a green 79.
Right. Well, I think it has a 79 because a lot of like the bigger outlets gave it low scores because of its length. And because like there wasn't really like a mainstream horror game like this at the time. Mainstream horror at this point was like Resident Evil 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the world was ready to go back to like a true horror experience or like a quote unquote indie horror experience. Because like you said, Slender Man, Outlast, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, like those were popular, but they weren't like mainstream in the way like this was.
Got a lot of 80s.
Yeah.
Game Informer gave it a 78.
Yeah. I think like
Square gave it a 70.
I think like IGN gave it like a 5 something. They gave it like something ridiculous.
GameSpot gave it a 60.
Yeah.
This is 4 hours worth of great ideas stretched into 14 plus hours of messy stealth gameplay, creaky video game cliches, and limp exploration. IGN gave it a 59.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Isolation doesn't track stats because I'd be curious to know how many of its roughly 15 to 20 hours I spent hiding in lockers, staring at the motion tracker, and most of all, how many hundreds of times I died without a chance to save myself. Sounds like that person just wanted to play a different game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's very important.
That person is probably the wrong person to review this
It's
game.
very important that you go into this not expecting, you know, an action horror game.
Yeah.
Like this is like the purest definition of survival horror that I have played within the last like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because even like the good Resident Evils, the actual survival horror Resident Evils, give you a chance. They give you plenty of ammo and plenty of time to like fight your way out. This game does not give you the opportunity to fight your way out. You have to find ways to survive.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the most fascinating elements of it.
It would be a lot worse if they just gave you a gun and you got to fight the thing.
Yeah, you do get weapons. Like you can make a flamethrower and like you can, but like it's mostly to like get him out of your way.
Yeah.
Like they say in the movie, you can't kill it.
So you would recommend it?
I absolutely would recommend this game. It's got a lot of difficulty modes, so if like you're a little scared, you play it on easy, see how you like it, and then bump yourself up. It has DLC where you could play as the cast of the original movie, like, and they got everybody back. They got Sigourney Weaver, they got Yaphet Kotto, they got Tom Skerritt, Harry Dean Stanton, and everybody to reprise the role. So that's cool. Yeah. And they're coming out with a sequel for it, which I'm very excited for. I hope it's just as good.
Cool.
Alien Isolation.
Try it out.
Yes.
Thanks for watching the Backlog, everybody. We'll see you at a podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast people stay. Everyone else leave. Goodbye.
Bye.
We got a lot of notifications we didn't mention.
Yes.
Edward Bova with the 4 months. Hi, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're staying safe in Long Island with all the bad weather, and hope you had a great winter holiday. Very windy today.
Yes.
Felt like my windows were gonna explode.
My garbage cans are all over my lawn, and I'm like, you know what? Not gonna fix it anymore.
It's my neighbor's problem.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Sorensen, thanks for the 41 months. Almost forgot what Tuesday night is supposed to feel like. Hey, have you heard anything about Switch 2 of some sorts? No.
No. What is a Switch 2?
I don't even understand what you're talking about. War Machine, thank you for the 14 months. Hello. Blackbird, thanks for the 32 months. One Giga, thanks for the 20 months. Happy New Year. Wave, thanks for the 24 months. Caleb Fox, thanks for the 28 months. Happy New Year, Wolf Bros. Got a podcast shirt as a Christmas present, and I think it's my new favorite shirt. The photos don't do it justice. Looking forward to listening to y'all throughout the coming year. I'm wearing the shirt. I filmed the video right before this, and I was wearing the shirt because the video doesn't have a sponsor, and I framed it so you can't see the shirt.
Nice. Did you get George McFarlane over on YouTube?
No.
$5. Here's my monthly sub alternative until Twitch gives me my account back, if ever.
Gotta pour one out every day
Yeah.
for George McFarlane's Twitch account. Good news though, I'm gonna start streaming a little more on YouTube.
Hooray!
So you won't have to be you can be involved in the chat. Fuck Twitch. Okay, moving on. Now there's more CES stuff we gotta talk about. The biggest news probably the biggest news to us probably is gonna be the Lenovo Legion Go S. It was rumored that there was gonna be a version that has SteamOS.
Yes.
That rumor is true.
Yes. It's an 8-inch handheld, so the large screen lovers will rejoice. The Legion Go S will come in multiple flavors. One with a standard AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme, or you could also get the all-new AMD Ryzen Z2, which we'll talk more about later.
Not Extreme.
Oh, sorry, the Z2 Go.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very. These names are terrible.
Yes.
And there's very important distinctions.
Yes.
The Z2 Go is what this little Go is gonna have.
The most important thing is who gives a shit about the hardware. The most important thing is that this is the first non-Steam Deck handheld that you can buy that will come with SteamOS.
It will be black. Oh wait,
Yes.
that's not it. This is a different handheld. The white one is the Windows one.
Okay.
And it's gonna have 32 gigabytes of memory, 1 terabyte. It's gonna have the Z2 Go. So this is gonna be more powerful.
Yes.
And it's gonna be like 700 and something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of money.
It's also the Windows version of this will be out in January, so this month, but the SteamOS version will be out in May.
And the SteamOS version is $500.
Yes.
and less powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
There's 3 Lenovo handhelds that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are the Go. You got the Go S is the SteamOS one, $500, 16 gigabytes of RAM. That'll be out in May.
Mm-hmm.
The SteamOS version, the black one. And that's the one that's pictured down here. The Windows version, 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's the one that has the Z2. It's very confusing. That one's $730.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and a $600 version.
Probably
With less RAM.
Yeah.
It'll have half the RAM. That's a little stupid. So the Go S, the Go has 2 versions.
Mm-hmm.
The Go S, fuck. The Lenovo Legion Go S has 2 versions.
Yes.
SteamOS and Windows.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
there's a third handheld that I don't think there's a release date or anything. That is the straight up Lenovo Legion Go 2.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, which we have in a different article, I
Yeah.
guess. And this one is a giant tablet.
Yep.
With
removable Joy-Cons like the original.
Yeah. It has the touchpad. I know everybody loves their touchpad.
This will have the Z2 Extreme.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't think this has price or anything.
No.
How big is the screen?
On the 2?
Yeah. Is it? It looks huge.
8.8 inch.
Okay, that's the same. That's the same size screen. So this is more or less the same, just more powerful. This is the first Z2 Extreme handheld to be confirmed.
I believe so.
So that's the big deal here.
Yes, but AMD did reveal the Z2 series.
Oh.
At CES this year.
Okay. So
yeah, the AMD revealed the Ryzen Z2 at CES 2025. More power and potentially more battery life. It will not be. This does not mean we're getting a Steam Deck 2 with the Z2, but we saw Lenovo put it in their system.
Yeah, I don't know what Valve. The Valve didn't use the Z1, so it's interesting that people would assume that.
Yeah,
that this would be a Steam Deck thing.
Well, what chip did they use?
Yeah, I think it was proprietary.
No, it's an AMD.
It is, but I think it was made for the Steam Deck. But here's a little breakdown of the processors they have: Z2 Extreme, Z2, and the Z2 Go. Z2 Go is in the 2 Goes, or is it in one of the Goes?
It's a Zen 2. That's what the Steam Deck uses.
Zen 2. Okay. It's like a special Zen 2, though. It's called the Van Gogh chip.
Okay.
Yeah. They have to make this as annoying as possible.
Yes.
I don't know what the processor is for the Steam version, the SteamOS version of the Legion Go S. I don't think it's the Z2.
It is.
I don't think it's not the Z2 Go. The Z2 Go is for the Windows version.
No, I think that's.
You think it's in both?
Yeah, I think it's in both.
I'd imagine if you get the Windows version, it'd be very easy to put like Bazzite or something on there,
so
you can get the best of. Okay,
it's funny you mentioned that because with news of this, Valve. Did I not put an article in there? Valve announced that they're going to release SteamOS open. So you can just download it and put it on whatever.
That I did not hear about. That is the biggest news out of this whole CES, if that's true.
SteamOS. Let me see if I can find an article.
While you find that, I will say that not to be outdone, GPD. I've never done a review of a GPD device. Actually, right. I did one like many moons ago, and it was part of a compilation video.
Mm-hmm.
GPD makes some PC handhelds as well. They're usually a little expensive, but a lot of people seem to like their stuff. They came out and straight up said, you know what? World's smallest AMD handheld device, it will support SteamOS. And Valve had to come out and say, we are not working with GPD in any capacity. So it says, with system adaptation provided by Valve. And Valve was like, they're wrong. We were not working with them at all.
I put the article under the GPD article. SteamOS was always supposed to be bigger than Valve's own Steam Deck, and 2025 is the year that finally happens. Not only will Lenovo ship its first third-party SteamOS handheld in May, Valve has now revealed it will let you install a working copy of SteamOS on other handhelds even sooner than that. Pierre Lupe Grafisi, sure, one of the lead designers on the Steam Deck and SteamOS, tells The Verge a beta for other handhelds is slated to ship after March, and you might discover that the OS just starts working properly after that happens.
Whoa.
Him and co-designer Lawrence Yang would not confirm which handhelds might just start working, though there were some obvious candidates. The company confirmed in August that it had been adding support for the Asus ROG Allies controls. Also, quite a few PC gamers have also discovered that Bazzite, a fork of Valve's Steam Deck experience that works great on the Ally X and vastly preferred to Windows, also works wonderfully on the Lenovo Legion Go. There still aren't many handhelds out there at the end of the day, and one would think Valve would take advantage of the work the Linux game community has already done on both.
Oh, and they mentioned Bazzite. Valve says they're flattered. We have nothing against it. It's a great community project that delivers a lot of value to people that want similar experience on devices right now. In a lot of ways, Bazzite is a good way to kind of get the latest and greatest of what we've been working on and test it. But he says Bazzite isn't yet in a state where a hardware manufacturer could preload it on a handheld, nor would Valve allow that. While users can freely download and install SteamOS image onto their own devices, companies aren't allowed to sell or modify it and must partner with Valve first. So Valve seems like they're opening it up so that we can do whatever we want, so that users can install it themselves. However, you're going to start to see companies market their consoles with SteamOS, and Valve's going to have a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah.
The first company that I know of that did this was Ioneo.
Yeah.
And then they quickly took everything down and they said, no, it's HoloOS. It's not SteamOS. So I don't know. Maybe we'll start to see more like HoloOS type stuff where it's SteamOS, but like they remove all the copyrighted shit.
Yeah.
Or companies are going to have to start getting creative with their marketing and be like, here's a device that can play Linux stuff. You'll just have to install it yourself or something. So that's good news. I think we could expect that something like the Lenovo Legion Go S, if you get the Windows version, just straight up put Linux on it as well. Even the there's a $500 version. So there's one that will have SteamOS on it officially, and then there's one that is Windows, and then you put the SteamOS on it unofficially. I think that's the way to go for the price.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot more people would do that. I'd be interested to see who would even buy the regular Steam version, because it's $500. Steam Deck is $500.
Yeah.
This thing would have to be It would have to outperform a Steam Deck. It would
Yeah.
have to be like a Steam Deck too for people to even want just the Steam
And
Deck.
I'm sure like for $500, it's not going to outperform it by much, if at all.
Right.
So
I'm very interested to see how that's going to go.
yeah.
And that means I'm going to have to get a couple of versions of this Lenovo Legion Go S. But that's great. I think that this year is going to be insane for all of these different handhelds. So, is there any word on Thunderbolt support? I mean, the Lenovo Legion Go 1 has it, so I'd imagine the 2 has it. I don't know about the S.
I don't know. But speaking of new handhelds and one that might actually support Thunderbolt, why don't we talk about the Acer Nitro Blaze 11?
Sure. This is another ridiculous console.
It is
Look at this guy. Look at this guy's hands.
It is an 11-inch screen.
This is bigger than the 10-inch one that I was playing with, which is the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The original Blaze had a 7-inch screen, but lacked back buttons. So they needed all those extras out, all that extra space just for the fucking back buttons. I guess.
The Nitro Blaze 7.
Yeah.
I didn't make a video on this or anything.
Well, there's also a Nitro Blaze 8, which is smaller. It's only 8 inches. But it'll have the same specs, but not detachable controllers. The 11 will have detachable controllers and a kickstand. Oh, thank you.
There's a review of the Nitro Blaze 7. I can't find it for sale.
Well, they're already up to the 8, so maybe they don't sell the.
They're already up to the 11. Okay?
Yes, that is correct.
I don't think it ever went up for sale. That's insane, and they're already over it. They're already over it. They're already doing the 8 and the 11.
The 11 will have an AMD Ryzen 8040 processor, 18 gigs of RAM, and up to 2 terabytes of storage. The 8 will apparently have the same specs, but just be smaller.
And it looks like, similar to the Lenovo, the 11 will have detachable controllers.
And a kickstand.
And a kickstand's good.
Yeah.
So I used the 1X player that was 10 inches, and I kind of liked how big the screen was.
Right.
The controllers were absolutely absurd. They were like so weird. This, I guess, looks better, but having detachable controllers on something so big is a point of failure. It's not going to feel good. There's no way that this feels good. But I like the idea of a big, powerful gaming tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily need the controllers to be attached to it. I think it's cool to just have like a slab that is as powerful as some of these other gaming handhelds. Mm-hmm. Is there a price?
Yeah. The 11-inch will start at $1,099.99, and the 8 will start at $900.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I guess it'd be easy to recommend this over the 1X player because this is an actual company. Oh yeah, and it's not even. It's a Ryzen 80. It's a Ryzen 8040 HS.
Yes.
So it's not even one of the Z processors.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'd be interested to try it.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the detachable controllers work and stuff.
I'd just be interested to see like how wieldy it is.
No, it's absurd.
Yeah.
There's little chance that I will like it.
When the iPad Pro you got
Mm-hmm.
you got the big one. How big was that?
It was
like years ago.
I think 13 inches.
Because that was absurdly big.
Yeah. And if I showed it to you now, you'd be like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But like back then, it was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But like now, if you look at it, you'd be like, especially compared to this.
Yeah.
One thing that I like about the 1X player is that it has the attachable keyboard on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like this has the same exact attachment for a keyboard at the bottom with the same 5 pins and everything. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what this would look like. I would not want to pay $1,100 for it.
Right.
A little interesting. I thought Acer partnered with 1X player on this.
No, who makes the One X player?
One X player.
Oh,
Company.
that would make sense.
I mean, this looks a lot like the One X player.
yeah.
That one didn't even have an integrated kickstand. The kickstand was a thing you had to slap on the back.
Yeah.
The pins are just USB, I believe. Yeah. So I was looking at it, and it looks like it is just the same 5 pins that you would see on a USB pin out.
Right.
But it looks the same as it is on One X player keyboard. So we're seeing a lot more PC handhelds coming out of these laptop companies. Oh, I included. What did I? Oh, this is just, I guess, an aside. I thought this was a list of the Acer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is a breakdown from video cards of the power of the different Ryzen Z2 chips that we're seeing.
Right.
The most powerful one is the Z2 Extreme, and that
Right.
we will probably see in the Lenovo Legion Go 2.
Mm-hmm.
And probably an Ally of some sort this year. What else? We also so that's the most powerful. Then the Z2, which also has 8 cores, so it's also gonna be pretty powerful, but not as powerful as the Extreme. Then you have the Z2 Go, which is seemingly a significant amount less powerful.
Right.
And then the Z1 Extreme and Z1. So even the Z2 Go, I was gonna say, is gonna be more powerful than the Z1 Extreme, but I'm not sure about that. I think that they just have it laid out. No, I think the Z2 Go is the least powerful of all of them.
That would make sense. Yeah. Because it's like a mobile version of it, so it can't be that powerful because I want to preserve battery life.
Yeah. ETA and Russ of Retro Game Core were definitely there. Who did you see at the expo? Are you talking to someone else? Because I was not at the expo. I would have loved to have gone. The Z2 Go is a Lenovo exclusive. You said that already, didn't you?
I think so.
Go! Get it?
Oh!
Lenovo Legion Go!
Yes.
Z2 Go! Oh.
Like that 5 in Japanese.
Hi.
Yeah.
Designed specifically for Legion Go S, this APU features only 4 Zen 3 Plus cores and 12 RDNA 2 compute units, clearly designed for budget-conscious gamers and systems that don't require the latest features.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm very interested to see a SteamOS console that is immensely powerful.
Yeah.
Just more than the current Steam Deck, like a lot more.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Speaking of, we gotta talk about the latest Nvidia graphics cards.
The GeForce RTX 50 series of graphics cards have officially been revealed and are beastly. The RTX 5090 will cost $2,000 and require a recommended power supply of 1 kilowatt, or roughly the equivalent of running a belt sander nonstop. The latest line of GPUs comes from NVIDIA's rush to fill demand in the current AI rat race. The new GPUs are promised to take PC gaming rigs to the next level and were revealed on stage at CES 2025 on Monday night by CEO Jensen Huang. Probably familiar with DLSS, NVIDIA's upscaling technology that can squeeze every bit of resolution at higher frame rates out of the existing computer sources. But the company is now also touting RTX neural shaders, which will use machine learning to compress textures and free up even more processing power for other stuff.
The big deal is the 4 new cards in their lineup of the 50 series, they're calling it.
5070, 5070 Ti, 5080, and 5090 from $550 at the low end, the 5070, to $2,000 for the 5090.
Yeah. 550, not bad. Or a 5070. It's gonna be pretty damn powerful. 2,000 is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And people are gonna pay it.
Yep. PC gamers are crazy. And I can say that because I own a Steam Deck. I'm a PC gamer.
Notably, on January 2nd, which was just a few days ago,
yep,
I finally put a 4070 Super in my computer.
Ooh.
And now the 5070 is here.
And now you just throw that whole computer out. The whole thing.
I tweeted this and a lot of people were like, you knew this was coming. You're an idiot. I didn't just buy the 4070 Super. I had it for a while.
Yeah.
The only reason I put it in my computer was I was playing Marvel Rivals, and when Doctor Strange opens a portal, it destroys the computer. So you're in the middle of a game,
yeah,
and Doctor Strange opens a portal, and the frame rate just tanks. And this happens to a lot of people, so I had to upgrade. And I upgraded, and everything's fine now. Doctor Strange doesn't ruin my game anymore. There's no world where I would have bought a 50 series anyway.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine. I haven't felt that was the first time I felt like I had antiquated hardware, was playing Marvel Rivals and having Doctor Strange tank my computer. Otherwise, playing Marvel Rivals, everything's fine, and I'm playing in 4K on I was playing on a 3060 Ti, 4K, getting like 150 frames out of it. That's not true. I was getting 120. Now I'm still playing in 4K, getting 150-ish, and it doesn't really move that much at all. So I'm happy with it. I play in 4K because my monitor's 4K, and I don't want. I like playing in borderless window mode, which I know is not good for your frame rate, but I like being able to alt tab to other things. So I just play in 4K, and you know what? I haven't had a problem. So. Yeah, I was never gonna get a 50 series. Maybe like eventually to try it if one happens to fall in my lap, or if there's any compatibility that I think would be cool. But as of right now, there's no reason for me to ever want a card like this.
Yeah.
I put the 4070 Super in my computer, and now I have the 3060 Ti, and it's in a Thunderbolt enclosure. So when I try these new handhelds, I can try it on the 3060 Ti. That card is still pretty decent. Running it through Thunderbolt, it's bottlenecked anyway, so there's no reason to get anything more powerful than that. Unless there's some compatibility that I don't know about. And is that everything from CES?
I think so.
There's one other thing that and this is breaking news.
Okay.
Genki just DM'd me.
Oh boy.
All they sent me was a link to GenkiThings.com/pages/NS2_accessory.
Say it again. Genki.
I'll just
yeah.
In our little gang after the.
I say it.
This is similar to the D brand leak, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
This is their accessories for the Switch too. Just straight up.
Yeah. Looks like that's a charging dock.
They even showed the optical sensor.
Yeah.
This is quite the look at the Switch too.
Yeah. Is that like a grip? Yeah, it's like a grip case for it with multiple different grips.
Yeah, and little
dock
out with the grips.
Yeah. Wait, is that their dock or is that
looks like the Switch?
The dock? Switch dock.
This is so weird. This is such a weird.
This is like the most like.
This is what's gonna get us a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a case around the Switch.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. They seem pretty confident that the Joy-Cons are gonna have different colors around the rings.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
Like the dock just has the Switch logo and a 2 on it.
That is the most convincing logo I've seen so far. I've seen other leaked logos for the Switch 2, and it has like text at the bottom that is
Yeah.
misaligned. Having no text at the bottom and just the logo and a 2 seems like the most probable. Is that a wireless charge backplate? All right. I'm not showing this anymore for the are you as excited as we are about the sequel to one of the next handheld? Sign up below. First, I hope that DM didn't come with a caveat. Like, please don't show this to anyone. That's I mean, who knows where they got that stuff. That might not be the actual logo. There might be different colors involved.
I don't want to make you play it again, but like if you watch it carefully, the logo on the dock doesn't appear until it starts to turn.
It's a gloss thing. Like the last Nintendo Switch dock, it was spot gloss on the front.
See, because I thought it looked like an editing error. Like like you weren't supposed to see it, and then like it just pops in.
That on the back looks like MagSafe or something.
Yeah.
That's really strange. I don't know how it would work like that. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be gloss, but that is weird. It's also so weird that it shows the optical sensor.
Yeah.
Also, there's a little there's no like scrubber, so I can't like scroll back and forth.
Yeah.
And pause it. But it also showed that on the Joy-Con itself, there was like a thing sticking out that like to where it looked. Remember, it looked like there was like mouse pads on it. Where that is, it looked like there was a pole sticking out that would go into the their little accessory.
Yeah,
that seemed weird. I would take this with a grain of salt. I think that all of these accessory manufacturers have the dimensions and the shape down to a T, but other things like the logo on the dock, the colors, I think that the materials, I think that all that stuff is still up in the air.
Right. I mean, I don't know. That is probably the most convincing. That is the most convinced I've been of like what the thing's gonna look like.
Yeah.
So I think
it seemed pretty legit.
Yeah. So I don't know what Nintendo is waiting for. I'm sure they have their reasons. They gotta give us something by the end of the month because this is getting ridiculous here. So, even if it's just like that little commercial like they did for the first Switch.
I think that they could announce something during CES, and that's all anybody would talk about.
Yeah.
Everything else with CES would be nothing compared to the Switch 2.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that it would be like Nintendo to wait until after CES.
Oh, yeah.
Because they want their own time.
Uh-huh.
So next week, I would say.
Yeah.
I'd say next week is a pretty safe bet. All right. What a wild Tuesday.
Yeah.
I just thought I was going to wake up and have a normal day.
Nope. And never a normal day.
It's been fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Farmer Gooch sent us like $1 million and said, Happy New Year. Bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I hope that you have disposable income. You do not have to pay us every week.
Yes.
But I appreciate it. Seasoul, thanks for the 51 months. We made it. Yay.
Yeah, all right.
Milkman Lychee, thanks for the 18 months. Happy New Year. Anthony Millet with 100 bits. I hope the beta for SteamOS includes proper dual boot support, although I believe they said for the full release, so I guess we're waiting a little bit longer for that. I bet there will be an option that will be pretty decent. I'm not too happy with how dual booting works with Bazite. Like, I have to mash the volume down button to pull up the boot menu. And I wish that it worked like my old Hackintosh computer where it boots up and says, what do you want? Do you want Windows or do you want Mac?
I'd imagine there's like, as like time goes on and like now that SteamOS is open, like they're going to find a way to make it easier to open up like a boot menu.
Yeah, I would hope so. The way that my Hackintosh worked, it gave me the option, but it would count down and it would pick one for me.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
I want that, yeah. Also of note, my Asus ROG Ally X updated,
Mm-hmm.
and now it won't boot into Bazzlight anymore.
Oh, no.
I have to reinstall Bazzlight, which is I DM'd Bazzlight,
Oh,
and they said try this, and nothing worked.
Mm.
But it shouldn't be too hard to do because I already have the partition.
Mm-hmm.
All right, real quick. There's a couple things here. I think you brought them back up because
I didn't touch any of these.
Oh, I guess maybe I did.
Yeah.
Sega isn't playing more mini consoles. Sega isn't planning more mini consoles. We are not a retro company. Excuse me?
The publisher's American and European CEO, Suji Utsumi, was asked about the possibility of releasing a new mini consoles based on either the Saturn or the Dreamcast in an interview with The Guardian. I'm not going for the mini console direction. It's not me, he told the publication. I want to embrace modern games. We are not a retro company, he added. We really appreciate our legacy. We value it, but at the same time, we want to deliver something new. Otherwise, we'll become history. That's not what we're aiming for.
I understand. I mean, what else could they do? They already did it.
Yeah.
There's really
they did 2 Genesises and a couple of
they
Game
did
Gears.
2 Genesis and a handful of Game
Yeah.
Gears. I mean, a Dreamcast would have been nice.
But at the same time, he's right. They can't just keep doing that. They do have to do like newer stuff.
I am not opposed to them remaking some of these older games.
Well, that's what they're doing. We saw they're doing Crazy Taxi. They're doing Jet Grind Radio. They're doing Streets of Rage. They're doing Shinobi. So like they're trying to like work their way back up to what they used to be, which I think is a good idea. And when that fails, then you go do the retro games again.
Yeah. I mean, Sega, it's hit or miss. I've been frequently frustrated with Sega how they approach some of their IPs.
Yeah.
Some of their beloved IPs, especially Sonic.
Yeah.
But yeah, even like Shinobi, like there's some, it's just like this could be good, but you're fucking it up. So I'm excited for Jet Grind Radio and Crazy Taxi and Shinobi.
Also, Virtua Fighter, that looks really good.
Virtua Fighter.
I'm not a Virtua Fighter guy.
I'm skeptical that I'm going to enjoy those Dreamcast remakes.
Yeah.
I'm also now realizing about the Genki thing.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't have Nintendo Switch written on the logo on the dock because they're a copyright reason.
True.
That could be why. Sonic Galactic.
There have been a lot of great fan-made Sonic games around there. Sega has been notoriously chill with fans of the Blue Burr using its characters in their own projects. The one they're talking about today is Sonic Galactic, a side-scroller evocative of the series' 16-bit roots, but made to look like the series might have on the Sega Saturn. That's not English. The developers over at Star Team have released a new demo, so if you want to look at an alternative universe where Sonic Team got to make a classic Sonic game for the Saturn, you can do that right now. Star Team describes Sonic Galactic as a what-if scenario, an imagining of what Sonic Team could have potentially produced for the Saturn if the system had been more successful and Sega had produced a mainline Sonic game for it. However, the team also notes that it didn't limit itself to the Saturn's technical specifications, and instead using the hardware and games that were created during the early 90s as inspiration for the Sonic game. As a result, it looks similar to the original side-scrollers and features several returning characters, but you'll notice smoother animations and more vibrant scenery. See it for yourself in the trailer below. It offers 5 playable characters, including Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Fang the Sniper is a returning character primarily seen in spin-offs and most recently in Sonic Superstars. Also joining the crew is an original character called Tunnel the Mole, who can dig himself into the ground or walls and launch himself across the screen. He's neat. The demo is available now, and it's available for PC and M series MacBooks. It's pretty small, coming in at just 238 megabytes.
This looks sick.
It's pretty good.
You played it?
I played it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't get very deep into it, but I liked what I played so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a demo, so
it's a demo,
how
but
big
like
is it?
It's what does it say? It's 238 megabytes.
I know, but like how much content is in the demo? I just downloaded it.
Yeah.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah. No, I would highly
It looks
recommend
awesome.
it. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. If you've been disappointed with the way Sonic has been going, turn to the fans. They always got something for you.
Yeah, I mean, Sonic Mania was like the most beloved thing from
Yeah.
Sonic in so long, and they haven't done dick.
And
since
that
then.
was the thesis behind that was like, what if they made a Sonic game on Saturn hardware?
Yeah.
So like, there's your secret sauce right there.
Yeah, this looks a lot like Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
Last news: Amazon cancels Mighty No. 9 for the 3DS.
Mighty No. 9 represents Mega Man artist Keiji Inafune's ambition to resurrect, with the help of millions of funding from devout fans, a classic series that was languishing at the time under Capcom stewardship. The results were frequently delayed and generally quite bad. Promised 3DS and PlayStation Vita ports never arrived. It only took Amazon over a decade to finally cancel the pre-orders for them. It's over, Stuart Gipp recently posted on Blue Sky, along with a screenshot of Amazon UK's cancellation notice. Due to lack of availability, we will not be able to obtain the following item for your order, it read. We've canceled the item and apologize for the inconvenience. The order in question was for the 3DS version of Mighty No. 9, placed on February 16th, 2022. The Mighty No. 9 Kickstarter was announced at PAX in 2013 and quickly blew through its initial $900,000 crowdfunding goal. A final stretch goal of $4 million ensured it would come to the 3DS and Vita in addition to the PC and console versions, which were supposed to launch in 2015 and ended up being delayed several times and arrived a year later.
This guy placed the order in 2022?
That's amazing. He must have saw that and was like, can I buy it? And just to see like what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Amazon had it up all this time.
I remember this was, I think, the very first thing that I kickstarted. Was Mighty No.
Really?
Yeah. Back in before 2013, probably like 2012 or something. Or maybe it was 2013. But anyway, this was the very first thing that I kickstarted, I think. And I wanted the 3DS version.
Right.
That's where I wanted to play the game. And then the game came out, and I guess I just wanted it however I could.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have to pick the console you wanted until after it was successfully funded.
Yeah.
So they made it clear that the 3DS version would come later.
Mm-hmm.
So I switched to the PS4 version. So I ended up, the version that I got was the PS4 version. But this was the one that I wanted. Had I had waited, I would have never gotten it.
Yeah. So look at you being smart.
Also, the game is very bad.
Yes, it is
very
notoriously bad.
Yes. Unfortunate. Okay, that's all the news. But there's something we've been meaning to do.
Yes. Speaking of Genki.
Genki, man, guys know how to stay in our mouths.
Yeah.
They before the holidays, they sent us a bunch of stuff. Never touched it. There's a lot of stuff here. We have the Turbo Charger, a portable 100-watt flat GAN wall charger. We have the 8-bit do Genki color. So it's
their
clear.
collaboration.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's the classic 8-bit do SN30 Pro, but Genkiified.
And then this is their Save Point SSD enclosure designed for Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and other handhelds. So
now,
this,
yes. you know what this is, right?
Yeah. So this is, I don't want to say USB-C.
I mean, it is, but
it's an enclosure for an M.2 drive, that plugs into the USB-C port. And you can run games off of this. It's like an easy way to expand your memory.
You can run games off of it. You can load a different OS on it and dual boot from
Funny
there.
you say that, a little thing. They messaged me and said, by the way, there's Windows on this.
Already?
They already put Windows
Wow,
on
okay.
I don't know for what.
I mean, I guess for your Steam Deck.
Well, that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Does this mean I can dual boot on my am I just gonna plug this into my Steam Deck and have it dual boot?
I mean, I'm sure there's something.
Ooh, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice. So there's got to be a cable in here.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, I saw the Kickstarter for it a while ago, and it was like, I was very interested by it.
It's kind of really cool. Here you go. Break everything. Why don't you? MagSafe compatible? Is it?
Yeah, because I think you can.
Here, slap it on my phone. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Tiny
Yeah.
compared to a phone.
You can get it in a variety of colors. Green, blue.
Don't worry, Will. I know you don't have a MagSafe phone.
Oh, thank you.
They provide a little MagSafe sticker.
Yeah.
I guess this is for the Steam Deck.
Yeah. Green, blue, purple. Oh, sorry, green, purple. Like, I don't know what color that is. And orange. You can get this with or without the SSD in it. You can provide your own SSD if you don't want what they give you.
And then here's the cable.
Mm-hmm.
The cable that it says on it 10 gigabits per second, 100 watts, 4K. Pretty cool. The cable that comes with their Shadowcast.
Yeah.
It's a cool. It's built well, but the data transfer is virtually non-existent. So. So what's the difference between the two sides?
The one with the electricity is power pass through. 100 watts power pass through.
Ooh, that's okay. Yeah. For the Steam Deck only has one port, so
right. Yeah,
I understand why. Cool. Okay, so I assume there's an SSD in there.
Mm-hmm. We even show you on the website using it for a camera.
That's
if you want to use it as a regular ass hard drive.
Yeah, and they gave a little MagSafe adapter. So if I wanted to use it for a camera, I could literally just put the little MagSafe adapter on the camera. That's pretty sick.
Let me see that charger.
Yeah. They also sent a sling bag.
Ooh.
I'm interested in because I've been using a TomTalk one, so I want to see what this one.
Oh, it's a battery. I thought it was a wall charger.
Oh, it is a battery? It made it seem like it was a wall charger.
Turbocharger, pocketable. Oh, maybe it is. Because the pictures look like it's stuff. Battery. Why can't I open the effing thing?
It is a cool little bag.
I'm breaking the box.
It's okay to break. Cool little bag. It's like a techwear. It's like a techwear. Look, it's got a bunch of zippers.
There you go. Oh yeah, it is. Check it.
Oh
yeah,
it is. Is there a battery in it?
I don't think so. No, it's just a charge. It's got charging cables. I think it's just wall wart. Yeah.
So this, give me.
Nah.
This has a lot of zippers, but it won't open.
Huh.
Fiddle lock.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know why I'm like so into like the Genki stuff. It's not like I follow them or anything. But yeah, I saw they were working on a bag.
Okay.
Is that the Seiya carry?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Oh, it goes like this. Bing.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you unzip.
It's inspired by a katana scarab.
Okay. Pretty cool. I might give this oh, and what's this? It's a wallet? I might give this a go over my top.
Interesting.
There's a lot of pockets.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I like the TomTalk because it's felt on the inside, so it protects the screen. This is like nylon, so not a lot of screen protection.
Right. I know
you do get a lot of pockets.
It's designed to fit a Steam Deck. It looks small.
My next question was going to be, will it fit a Steam Deck?
Yeah, it's designed to fit like a Steam Deck. It's small, but
it's got a lot of.
Is that the tracking card?
Tracking card?
Because it says it includes a global tracking card with Find My and Say a Swipe features.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is this thing?
There's two versions. There's a $120 version and a $100 version.
Yeah, it has a little tracking.
Yeah.
That's cool. This would be good to have in a. And then this is what, a wallet? Bob, check Mike Tech Tips video titled "How to Easily Boot Windows from Bazite Game Mode." Okay. Oh no, I've seen that. I've seen how to do that. I don't like that. That's not what I want to do. What is this?
What is it?
It's liquid.
Liquid.
I think. Is this screen cleaner?
Oh, interesting.
That's weird. I don't like that. I don't need you to give me a spritz. That's a lot of money for a bag. It's a nice bag. I don't know if it's $100 nice bag.
I mean, bags are a lot of money.
Yeah, but the Tom Talk one is the one that I'm comparing it to, and that's significant. I'll have to try it.
Yeah.
They might dethrone Tom Talk. This little save point thing is...
Yeah.
And you said it back saved? Where's my phone? Give me my phone back.
I literally just did it.
I feel it. Not very sure. There it is. Okay, there it is. You have to go right in the...
Yeah. There you go.
Now, if I plug this in, will my phone boot Windows?
I mean, it should recognize it.
My phone, I don't think it would do anything.
No. I mean, plug it into your computer. It should recognize it.
That's what I should do. I do have a computer. That would make the most sense. Send me your products. I'll just plug them right into my computer without even thinking about it. Sure, let's allow it to make changes to my computer. Save point. Info. There's straight up Windows on it.
So yeah, the credit card
terabytes.
Yeah. Oh, they gave you the nice one.
Gave me that.
The credit card thing that came with the that's the Sega tab. That's basically a tracker. The spray you got that's the Sega swipe.
Bear spray.
Yeah, it's a Mace Bears. That's to clean your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Interesting.
These are all nice things.
Look at that.
Yeah. I'm keeping this. This is one.
Okay, fine. I have like a million.
I know. I don't have like a powerful like backup charger to take with me.
I'm a little skeptical of the like small ones that are super fast charging. Just be careful. Just when you first use it on something that does fast charging, like your MacBook or something, keep an eye on it because it might get really hot.
Right. Well, yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, here you go.
Word of the week! Word of the week! Word of the week!
This tweet made the rounds a little bit. This is a quote tweet. Once it loads, any minute now. Thomas Miller over here said, "I'm so glad I learned CAD. $34 knob from Bosch on his range.
Yeah.
12-cent knob for my 3D printer." And there's a nice little plastic knob among these nice stainless steel knobs. And then the viral tweet that came out of this was somebody, like a woman, quote tweeted this and said something along the lines of what a waste of time, this dude's an asshole, blah blah blah, whatever. But the tweet of the week is this guy, Jack Profound, who says, "Gave yo mama my 12-cent knob last night. Just joking around. No harm intended. Have a great weekend, everyone." I read that and I laughed at the ending for like a long time.
Yeah.
Just joking around. No harm. Have a great weekend, everyone.
I enjoyed that.
All right, now we're going to talk to you.
Yes. Let's start with people who left comments on last week's WULFF DEN Podcast over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WULFF DEN Podcast.
We got... So I guess this is from the episode where we...
the rundown episode.
Yeah, the rundown.
The yearly rundown episode.
The one that was not live.
Yes. WULFF DEN taped.
Ryan Chapman says, I'm in the 11% of 18 to 24-year-old listeners on Spotify. I'm probably one of the few people who would appreciate video of the podcast on Spotify. I just graduated college, and y'all got me through my summer internship. I've been watching Bob for a few years, but got into the podcast over the summer. Thanks for doing what y'all do. And
Happy New Year. I think, I got to double check, but I think we can upload video and it will not replace the audio, but like live side by side with it.
Okay.
I got to like look into it a little bit more. And I don't think it would be, I mean, I have to go through like 200 episodes and like upload it, but like I don't think it's going to like ruin anything.
You don't need to backlog the video, the video episodes on Spotify. That's not important.
Right.
It's a me. Eric says COD launcher may be running in the background. We learned that today.
Yes.
When you close the game itself, leaving you with longer playtime than you actually played, which is interesting because I don't have a launcher.
Yeah.
I just run it through Steam. I had a game where the launcher was running in the background on purpose, and I went for a refund before the 2-hour mark, and I got denied because it showed longer than 2 hours. That sucks. Not 100% sure. No, that is actually what's happening. But it's not the launcher. It's something else. But it's a similar thing. TJ Meyer says, no backlog before the year ends is crazy. Happy New Year, my dude. Well, you got one now.
Yeah.
Take what you could get. EPS 5000 says, amateur numbers. I played 282 games this year, according to Nintendo, and 17 according to Sony. But of those 17 games, I did 575 hours. That's crazy.
The older I get, the more and more I hear people spend like over 100 hours in a game. Like, hurts me more.
I was genuinely satisfied with the amount of time that I spent playing games.
Right.
Like last year, looking at the numbers, I was like disappointed in the lack of games that I was playing. This year, I was like, this makes a lot of sense. I played a good variety of games. Yeah. Nick the Mage, the Dishonored 2 talk is so real. I also loved the first game, but could not get into the second. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I don't know what it was either. It was a fine game.
Yeah, like, and again, like, I can't tell you what was wrong with Dishonored 2. I just, for some reason, was like, not clicking with me. So, I don't know.
Don't know. All right, now we're in the chats.
Yes.
We have Sonic SLM with 2 heroes. Is handheld market oversaturated? Kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of is, but more competition's good.
Yes.
I'm trying to only do videos on the ones that I think are unique enough to be mentioned.
It's oversaturated in 2 very different markets, and both those markets are oversaturated. You got the retro handhelds market. That's your Ambernix, your Miu Minis and stuff. That's been oversaturated for a long time now.
Yeah.
There's no going back. Then you got the PC gaming handhelds, your Steam Decks, your Lenovo's, your ROGs. Like, that's just becoming oversaturated.
Yeah.
And, I think we're a long way away from the retro market oversaturation, but we're getting there very quickly. And it'd be interesting to see, like, where Switch 2 is and all that.
Yeah. Again, I think the Switch 2 is the most mainstream, so I think it'll break through over everything else.
Yeah.
But PC handhelds, I think, are in a good place. I think that there's a lot of... It's becoming oversaturated because there's a lot of players in that market, but I think it needs that many players in order for it to iterate and become better. I'm hoping for more wild changes. Like, I think the Acer big one is wacky, but it's like wacky enough where it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I think Lenovo partnering with Valve is great. Like, those types of steps are enough that make it exciting. When you have companies like Acer doing like the 5-inch Nitro or the 7-inch Nitro, like, who cares? Like, we've already seen that like 100 times already. But when you have a company do something like Neo with the Flip, like, that's what we need. And emulation handhelds are in a similar spot. There's more or less the same stuff releasing over and over again, but every once in a while you see one and you're like, ooh, that's cool. And that's what I think needs to be the focus this year, is the cool ones, and not so much just not so much buying one for the sake of buying it because it's new, you know.
Yeah.
Just because it's new doesn't mean it's interesting. Sorry if you addressed already. I came in late. Thoughts on Linus X SteamOS video? I didn't see.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Did he go through SteamOS on the Legion Go?
I don't think so.
I'm interested to see that. I'm interested to see everybody's hands-on with this stuff at CES because I, unfortunately, am not going to get a hands-on. How does Dave 2D get all this stuff shipped to him? He doesn't leave his little bat cave.
You should just be Dave 2D.
Yeah, give me 14 million subscribers.
Yeah,
I don't know how many subscribers he has.
Be him. Stop being you. Be him. It's not that hard. YouTube is not that hard. You can just be another person.
What was the last handheld that came out? Was it it was the Asus.
Yeah.
They gave Linus and Dave 2D an hour head start with the embargoes. And I was like, that's weird. That's a weird exclusivity.
Yeah.
And then also they got the handheld sent to them, whereas we had to go to the city and touch it, and then that's all we had. We didn't get to do whatever we wanted to them. Linus Tech Tips is at CES, the entire team. Yeah, I know. I saw Linus, a picture of him on the flight with the hoodie on and everything. I got invited. I don't know if I got actually directly invited. I think there was like a loose offer like 2 days before the event
to go to CES.
Yeah, like Saturday. I was like invited.
Oh, man.
And I was like, what? I was like, no, maybe if you gave me like a couple days more notice, I would go. But it sounds like I was like the bottom of the list.
Right.
and everyone else said no already. Next year, I think I want to plan to go, though. I think I could finagle my way in now. It used to be like I used to want to go.
Yeah.
And the requirements for influencers was insane. But I think that there's enough strings to pull now that the channel is leaning way heavier into tech. The tech world and the gaming world is overlapping enough where I could weasel my way in if I really wanted. But I haven't been thinking about that. Like I didn't just start thinking about CES until just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So next year I'll just have to plan to do that. Anyway, we're in the chats. Do you guys think the Switch 2 makes the Switch 1 games look better? Judging on the upscaling pattern, I think that is specifically for Switch 1
Well, it
games.
depends on how they implement it.
Yeah.
You know, if it's only going to be for like a select handful of games, and probably only those games are going to... Because like the Xbox Series can upscale and like make original Xbox and Xbox 360 games look better, but only a handful of them.
Yeah.
Like not all of them will get like the improvements.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Switch games that already do the best that they can.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, like I think even Mario Odyssey, it's rendering at like 540.
Yeah.
Like that could stand to be upscaled a little bit. A lot of this, and even like the new Nvidia card, they were saying many times during the keynote, we would not be able to push the power that this has without our AI technology.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is now. Is the AI upscaling is helping rendering dramatically. Tom Warren just tweeted, Microsoft says it's combining the best of Xbox and Windows together for handheld gaming PCs. Xbox VP and Next Gen VP of Next Gen, Jason Ronald, says Microsoft will put Xbox at the center, not the Windows desktop that you have today. Show me this.
I mean, so that's what they told The Verge, but
I need to see it because I don't believe.
Yeah.
Because look, then they show a picture. This must be from a while ago, though. This is the Xbox app, and like I'm not impressed. Like I I need like a SteamOS type experience.
Ronald was a roundtable panelist at an event. A roundtable panelist this evening at an AMD and Lenovo event titled "The Future of Gaming Handhelds," which was mostly a coming out party for Lenovo's new Legion Go S. But he did hint on a stage that Microsoft plans to bring Xbox experience to Windows PCs rather than the other way around, and expand on that considerably after The Verge caught up with him later. All right, so like big picture here, that's good.
Yeah.
Microsoft clearly sees the writing on the wall that like gaming PCs, handheld PCs are here to stay, and that there is a sizable market for it, and that they need to be at the forefront of it.
Yeah.
They need to make a better Windows experience for this specific device.
Yeah, they need to hurry up.
Yeah,
Man, they're a freaking they're a front end OS company,
yeah.
and they are lacking so far behind.
They could have probably turned this around in like 6 months.
Yeah.
The fact that it's taken them this long is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, and everyone else is lapsing them.
Yeah.
They are facing some steep competition from Valve. Now, it's Microsoft, and I don't think that they are in like I don't think that they're up against the ropes in this. I think that the PC handheld market is so small that it's not even on the radar.
Well,
I mean, now it's a little bit
I
on the
don't
radar.
know, because Microsoft is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But the Xbox division
Yes.
has been on the ropes
Yes.
for a decade now.
I think that they've taken a way too long to realize that
Mhm.
their market share is going to dwindle and the best step forward for them is to turn into Steam
Yeah.
Deck, basically.
Yeah.
Turn into a platform
Yes.
instead of trying to compete as a console. Anyway, Silent Mongoose says Metro coming back, baby. Get it?
Yeah.
There's Metro. Edward Bova says, don't forget about the My Arcade announced a bunch of Sega arcade. Is this one of the things that we decided we weren't going to talk about? Oh,
No, that was not in the.
that's weird looking.
Yeah, I did see that they announced a thing with Capcom
Atari.
and Bandai.
Oh.
Not Sega though. Or was that a different company doing that?
Atari did. It was one of the first things I saw from CES.
Yeah.
Atari,
They're handhelds.
yeah, has a handheld, and it's from My Arcade.
Oh wow.
Sorry. It's got a number pad. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. Also, somebody pointed this out. It has a 16:9 screen. What is the purpose of that?
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to play modern shit.
I don't think it is.
Well, then, yeah, I don't know what the is.
It's very strange. All right. Anything else? Bro, I want MP4 on Switch, not Switch 2. What is MP4? That's
Metroid
video,
Prime 4.
the video codec.
Yes, it is. Metroid Prime 4 will probably be a cross generation.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
they already announced it for Switch.
they do that every generation. Like they have a big game that comes out like on both.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, they were on both.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
How was the coffee today, Will and Bob? Yeah, Will, how was the coffee?
Not bad. Good coffee today.
I had 3 cups today.
I had
Which is
2.
a lot for me.
I had 2 because the coffee maker at work at the end of the day wasn't making coffee, so I had to switch to tea.
Oh, the worst.
I almost stopped and got myself coffee on the way over here, but I didn't.
I can make you anytime.
I know, but I want to embarrass you with my tastes.
I before had a gingerbread latte,
Interesting.
which is, let me tell you a little secret. I had pumpkin spice, which is
Mhm.
not real pumpkin. It was chai tea, but chai tea is just pumpkin spice without the pumpkin. So I had that syrup, which tastes like pumpkin spice.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I got to make a Christmas themed one. Put ginger in it. Tastes just like gingerbread.
Oh, nice.
So it's literally pumpkin spice with ginger. Now you got gingerbread.
My wife has been trying the Sabrina Carpenter shaken espresso from Dunkin' recently. And let me tell you something. we're both pushing 40, so we do not listen to Sabrina Carpenter. But that girl makes a damn fine espresso, let me tell you.
I got news for you. She didn't make the espresso.
See, I didn't know that because I order it ahead. I just assumed.
Oh, you didn't? You thought she was
I just
there.
assumed they had a tiny lady in the back making the shaken espresso.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, the WULFF Den Podcast is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/WULFFDEN or youtube.com/WULFF Podcast. But if you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put the archive version up over on youtube.com/WULFF Podcast. So you can go and check us out over there on demand whenever you want. But if you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, you can do that as well, because we're also an audio podcast on any and every podcast service such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Audible.com even. But no matter where you get the show from, folks, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us, because that helps us with placement on all of those respective platforms.
Oh man, I will be live on Thursday, hopefully. Probably gonna play more Mario Maker or some shit. I will also be live on Sunday, big day on Sunday. I'm gonna stream on YouTube for the first time in a long time on the main channel. For that, I will probably either be messing with the Mod Retro Chromatic or the MSI Claw. I don't know if I have the MSI Claw. They sent it to everybody but me. I don't know what I asked them for it, and they're like, "We'll see if we can get it to you before CES." And then I never heard from them again.
And then at CES.
Yeah, now they're at CES, so I don't know. I'm gonna raid AJ. He's playing Pokemon, and then I will see you guys. If not Thursday, then Sunday, and if not then on Tuesday. Enough. There's enough places. Goodbye.
Bye.
I nailed it.